you don't want to get to a point where you can watch a woman get shot in the head for any reason. I don't like, even if she was running at the guy with a gun, if you see this woman get shot in the head, you should still have like you should have like, maybe you say thank God he's all right, but you're like, man, like what happened in her life that like got her to a point where like this is how things went, this sucks, and if you find yourself getting to a point where you can watch that and feel nothing, or even worse, what a lot of people are, at least maybe I think a lot are pretending, but like where you feel like like a satisfaction from that, you just got to consider that that is real soul rot, and that is going to catch up with you. And it feels good now when it's like a political thing or whatever, but it's going to bleed over into the rest of your life and the way you think and talk and feel about other things. And I just, it's really, really difficult in this day and age to maintain any dignity and just any sense of like propriety and class, and just to preserve yourself as like as it's just preserve your dignity at all and participate in politics in the state that it's in now. It's really, really hard to do. And
there's a great book by Matt Taibbi called Hate Inc. And it's about how, they used to have to play it down the line, the newspapers, the TV, because they're trying to keep the broadest audience possible. And that meant, of course, very much the centrist establishment point of view, and, barely crossed the right or the left ever. But then Fox News really pioneered that actually we don't need the center. We just need the Republicans. We need old people to buy gold, and we'll just focus on them. And that was really the model of Fox News, beginning in the late 1990s there. And then that just became the model of all media, where essentially every media hero is your only savior, the only one who can tell you the truth and save you from the evil enemy, the people, and whatever. It's like the prison planetification of all of media. You know what I mean? Where everybody is kind of making themselves their own little David Koresh, the only person that you can trust. So see you back here, next time, tomorrow, whatever, for the same thing. And then it's always the enemy, them. And you never even get, like, the right wingers won't ever show you what the left wingers will say. They'll just tell you what the left wingers say, and vice versa too. Oh, you know what the right wingers are saying today? They're saying this and they're saying that. It's never really a direct quote, and they never really show you what the other side's saying. They just characterize it for you and this kind of thing. And it's gone completely wild. And so you have these silos, right? Where, you have the people who know of and really appreciate what you and I do. And then you have the people who've never heard of us and never are going to either. You know what I mean? Won't have to ever, confront this point of view because they won't ever be exposed to it. So it's a really good book. And speaking of Matt Taibbi, just to wrap up this subject, I wanted to point out that he has a piece on his Substack today that's 5 different times where 5 different cases where a cop shot into a moving vehicle, and the different standards and decisions and court takes and whatever. And of course, qualified immunity has a lot to do with it, but this has happened quite a few times before. And then he interviewed a cop, an expert for the thing, who says that, I guess essentially in virtually every department, they're trained to not stand in front of a car or behind one either, but definitely not in front of one. And he was actually standing there like he's going to stop her. Like she wouldn't dare to move as long as I'm standing here. But then now he puts himself in danger, and now he gets to pull the gun. And everyone in my comments says, she moved. All of them start the clock at the point where she moved. None of them start the clock where this idiot cop stood in front of her, and even when she's clearly trying to get between him and the truck, he's not, one guy was saying, I had said he jumped in front of her truck. Later turned out, he moseyed his slow ass way in front of her truck, meaning he had even, and they're calling me out for that, he didn't jump in front of the truck. Yeah, in fact, he had even more time to move out of the way than I had originally thought.